The Gen server market on the Minehut server network is a vast and expansive one. Generator servers often dominate the server list, with it not being uncommon to see 3 or 4 Gen servers in the top 5 servers online. I mean, look at this. Gen server, Gen server, Gen server, Gen server, Gen server. Not Gen server. Gen server. They're dominating right now. Gen servers don't come without their controversies though. Gen servers and their owners often possess a bad reputation within the notable Minehut community. Jokes are made about Gen servers saying that they're unoriginal, oversaturated, and the owners are sometimes mocked by the notable Minehut community. In this video, I'll go over the history of Minehut Gen servers, the reason for their success, and the dark side that comes with Gen servers. This is a deep and expansive topic, so this will only brush over it. However, I hope this teaches you something about the Gen server market. Generator servers often baffle Minehut creators. People who've put huge amounts of effort into coming up with an original idea often struggle to wonder how their original server is doing worse than an oversaturated Gen server. It's no secret that Gen servers are widely unoriginal, with very few seeming to have an edge over another. The reason for this is down to the success of Gen servers. This can be split into 3 reasons. Number 1 is the growth of Minehut as a network at the same time. Minehut is growing exponentially. In the last year, Minehut has gone from averaging 6,000 players online to over 25,000. The release of Gen servers comes at a time where brand new players are joining Minehut. These players look at the top server list and see a Gen server. Naturally, they join it and get hooked. Simply put, Gen servers are just riding the success of Minehut, which is only logical and more down to coincidence rather than a carefully constructed plot. Reason number 2 is the nature of Gen servers. Gen servers are very idle friendly, as well as being a huge grind at the same time. What I mean by that is that people can leave their Minecraft instances tabbed out while they work or sleep on other things, while their game is driving in-game cash for them. These AFK players drive up the server player count. Server tabs with the AFK feature enabled will often show that 75% or more of online players are AFK. This also explains how Gen servers stay at high numbers even during off-peak hours. The grindy game style means that people will spend more time getting cash AFK ready to upgrade their plot and get even more money. The last reason is down to the payouts that many Gen servers offer. This is a real-life monetary incentive to being the best player on the server. There are usually payouts of up to $200 on big servers. These can fund the payout through their online web store, where players can purchase items and ranks to advance their progression through payment. This will be covered later in the video and is known as being pay to win. The payouts are often so large that people constantly play over and over and over again to get a higher spot on that prestigious leaderboard and grabbing that payout reward. Sadly, there are always people to ruin things on Minehut, and with Gen servers there is nothing different. Gen servers are worth a lot of money, and people are often willing to buy ownership to different Gen servers for a huge price. With a market comes scammers and fraudulent traders that are willing to scam owners out of hundreds of dollars to take access to their server. I will not name anyone in this video out of privacy to them, nor will I name any owners of Gen servers, but a bit later I'll be interviewing Azuyumat, who's the owner of a large Gen server called Elastra. Back to the topic, these scammers are well known within the Gen server community and are often avoided at all cost. This doesn't stop them from making alt accounts and claiming hundreds of dollars off these underground purchases. Scamming is a huge part of this market unfortunately, and there doesn't seem to be much that they can do about it. If we don't look at scammers and just focus on the legitimate purchases, I've personally seen Gen servers be sold for hundreds of dollars, with the highest being over $500. This makes a ton of revenue for those owners, but the questions are to how ethical this really is. If you think about it, these owners have spent ages and ages developing their server and growing out their community, just to sell it off to the highest bidder. Obviously, the sale of these Gen servers only provokes the scammers to get involved. However, the ethics are down for you to decide. Another dark side of Gen servers is their notoriety for being against Minecraft's EULA, specifically the rule that states that sales of non-cosmetic items that gives you a competitive advantage in the game is against their EULA and can warrant a server suspension. Many Gen servers simply don't care about this and offer items that provide an advantage over non-paying users, i.e. crate keys that grant boosters or modifiers to your sales. Unfortunately, Gen servers seem to get away with blatantly breaking these rules, and what's more unfortunate is that I genuinely cannot think of a Gen server off the top of my head that is not paid to win. The expanse of this rule breaking is unprecedented, and Minehut do not seem to do much about it. In their defense, it isn't their job to enforce this. In this video, I'm trying hard to shine a balanced light on Gen servers, highlighting the good and the bad. Gen servers do have some great aspects. The level of development effort is unparalleled, with Gen server scripts often being thousands of lines long. This takes huge man hours to produce, and I have nothing but respect for the people who dedicate this much time and effort into making this server. In my honesty, while Gen servers are hugely oversaturated, there are some that are still fun to play in my opinion. Gen servers have a really great community with fun people to talk to, and I highly recommend getting involved with the staff team on some of these servers. They really know their stuff. If you're new to moderation, you can learn a thing or two from it as well. It does strike me that Gen servers are high effort, however the high saturation and wide unoriginality of these servers is a shame. Regardless, the people who play Gen servers are really fun to talk to and to get to know. I know many good friends who I've met on a Gen server, and I'll never forget that. The huge player count on these servers is amazing as well. Gen servers are setting new records each and every day, with some averaging 150 players online at once, which has never been seen before on Minehut. The owners and staff at these servers are trailblazing the future of Minehut and slaying the competition, and I have nothing but respect for this. Sadly, a lot of owners are only in it for a cash grab, a cheap way to make some money fast. Gen servers generate huge amounts of money, with popular Gen servers generating thousands and thousands of dollars, which is ironic considering the name that they're given. With these huge figures, it's obvious that people will just jump on this trend for the money. I'm not going to name anybody, but there are definitely a few owners in this community who are just in it for the money, and I'm sure you probably all know who they are.
Gen servers are a tough market to handle, however, it is the most rewarding. Players get interested in your server if it is polished, if it has a good community, and if it has the least amount of bugs. It is hard to actually gain active players at the start because a lot of Gen servers have already taken over. The problem is you really have to stand out. In my opinion, Gen servers should be eliminated from the Minehut community at all costs. They are boring to make and host AFK players. However, server owners still make them because they make money from it. The dark side of Gen servers is that they are taking the market with AFK players, when other servers that are actually original and have been worked on for days, even hours, gain just a couple of players. Scammers are definitely around, and I don't suggest the sale or purchase of a Gen server, because the prior owners usually keep the scripts to make a new server and so on. There have been many scammers known to the community, yet most of them are still active today. I suggest just making your own server if you have the proper tools. They are interesting, but do take a lot of time. Servers are really hard to maintain. They require an active staff team and much skills. During your journey of owning a server, you will encounter numerous bugs which will have to be repaired as soon as possible. With a good staff team and good developers, a server could be the easiest thing. You do have to be active and you need to put time on the server. If I am honest with myself, I usually have no motivation to begin servers. Yet if a server is already started and running smoothly, I will be the most captivated to add features. My least favorite thing to do is fixing bugs. Therefore, if a server is in ruins, then it won't be very fun.
In Azuyumat's words, Gen servers are addicting. They have payouts which only cover about 1 to 10% of the server's income. The competition tends to bring players to AFK on the server, which causes a large number of offline players at the same time. This can also explain the overpopulated phenomena of Gen servers. Above all, Gen servers have this creative touch to it. Players are unable to bring their own idea to life. The fact that Gen servers are so versatile and can generate items which can then be handled by the players is what brings the community together. It sparks a creative touch out of all players, which is, in my opinion, why people play Minecraft.